Hello boils and ghouls, it's time to turn this cute baby doll into something really creepy and scary. I've already removed her eyes, and how I did that was basically push really hard into the eyes into the eye socket, and then inside at the back there's like a little ball of like plastic which is what holds the eyes in position. Basically all you do is you just take a craft knife and just slice that at the back, and then you're able to poke the eyes through and they fall out the neck. Had to take this baby apart. I got it for £2.50 from the charity shop, and it's one of those drink and wet dolls which are, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be mouldy on the inside when you if a child's been allowed to feed it. So now I know why my mum would never let me feed my baby dolls. This one had been well fed and had a lovely layer of mould over the entire inside of the doll. So I've had to take her apart and bleach her and scrub at her and clean her. I had to leave the legs soaking overnight with bleach inside. But now she's lovely and clean and ready to turn into something scary. So first of all I've got to try and put her back together, which can be easier said than done. But this one's not been too bad to take apart, so hopefully, there you go, that's the head back on. I could just leave it like that. So, that'd be quite creepy, first of all, I'm going to take my baby doll and I'm going to paint her black. So let me get my palette. My palette is just a little plastic tube. I'm just going to squirt it on top. I'm just going to get some black paint. You need a base layer of black first so you can do the sort of crackly effect on it, on the doll. So I'm going to just take my black acrylic paint and paint all over the doll. Now if this doll is going to move a lot, you may find the paint will crack. I will do a couple of things to try and help with that, but we'll see how we go. I'm hoping if I cover it in a layer of glue or latex or whatever, that will help. Okay, so I've given the doll a couple of thick coats of black acrylic paint, and I had a mess on my hands in the process. So make sure you're wearing scruffy clothes for this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush over the top with some white paint. So first of all I need something to put my paint in. Just use a lid off one of my face paints. If you use like plastic or glass for your container for the paint, it peels off afterwards when it's dry. Then I'm going to take a brush. This one's not ideal, but it might do the job. And I'm going to dip it in the paint, like so, and then wipe most of that paint off onto a cloth or a baby wipe. So the brush is almost dry. I'll just use my cloth, like so. And then I'm going to use that and just do little backwards and forwards motions and just dry brush that paint onto the doll. Okay, so I've cut the eyes out and made the sockets a bit more jagged, painted the inside of the eye socket black, and then I went over the area with the dry brush again just to catch these little highlights to show the shape of the socket. And then I took a tiny bit of white paint on my skinny brush, just a little bit, and very lightly touched up any little bits of that I wanted to show up a bit more. So basically touch it up like that. So you can get all the detail of the shape that I've cut into the eye socket. So that's all I've been doing, is just adding these little highlights. And then blending them out a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to make the outfit for the doll. So I've cut a piece of cotton, which is just off an old shirt that I don't like anymore. And I'm making sure all the edges are uneven and ragged. So I'm just sort of wiggling my scissors around as I cut. And obviously I've got scissors that are quite sharp. So it looks like that. Then what I need to do is discolour this. So I'm going to take my, I'll take my paintbrush that's got water and paint on it. And I'm going to get the texture of the mat through that. I don't want that. Basically I'm just using the water from my, while I'm drying it, I've got some spray blood from the pound shop. You could just get some blood on your fingers and flick like that, or use like a toothbrush, but I've got this like horror spray blood, so I'm going to use that while I'm drying this. That's going to add some paint splat. It's going to add blood splats and stuff, so it's going to look like my doll has been busy feeding and eating. Pat that around. Don't pat it with your hands unless you're prepared to get stained, because this stuff does stain. And I've also got one which is like a zombie blood as well. Looking out from my drawer. I've got a zombie blood one as well, which is green. So I'll add a bit of that as well. This one sprays better than the red. Don't know why. I'll dry that off. And around the eyes I added some little cracks, some little details I painted. And I also painted the inside of the eye sockets red, just so it looks like the eyes have sort of been gouged out. And I've cut up some little acrylic nail tips to make the teeth, and then super glued those in place. And then that's where I've added the fake spray blood, and I've added blood to the fingers and the toes as well, and some on the costume. And that's what the baby doll, oops, focus has gone. And that's what the baby doll now looks like. And that's it. That's what she looks like. I've added a little bit of fake hair, just a bit of super glue and a couple of strands of hair. And it looks like that. So that's how to make a creepy doll. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Happy Halloween. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.